How did you prepare for that, especially since you had to strip down?
It was brutal. That was, we did a rehearsal of that scene, a week or so before it. And it was chilly that day, but not like brutal. Like it was really chilly the day we actually shot it. And it's on a concrete floor, and you're wet. And they were so kind, and they brought in heaters, and they did all this stuff. And they used warm water when they dumped it on me. It still was fucking freezing, and it still was fucking brutal. It was so hard. But there's nothing you can do to prepare yourself for that besides know your fucking lines and go in there and try and do your best, man, because, you can't prepare yourself for that. You can't prepare yourself for how you're actually going to be tied up. And that was the other hard part. They literally had to chain me up and all that shit. That's a real horse bit in my mouth. I mean, yeah, they had plastic on it, but it was really uncomfortable.
So even though they put heaters in there, it was still cold.
Oh my God, you're underground. And here's the funny part. I said in the big room in there, that was the last scene that I owed. We went to shoot it. 2 people showed up to pick it that day for the strike. They sent us all home. Went back to shoot it a week later. 12 people showed up. They sent us all home. And then the third day, they were like, the union's on strike, and everything was shut down. So I went to shoot. That was the last thing I owed on the show. So then for months during the strike, it just hung over me like a fucking dark cloud. I was like, oh my God. And there was even more lines than what you see. Quite often you film a lot more, and then they cut it up. And that was one where they cut it up a decent amount, where I was like, fuck, man, just to have that memorized and just keep running it in your head for 6 months, like laying down every night you go to bed and you're like running that monologue in your head. It's tough. Nothing you can do to prepare for that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So a lot of your characters in the past have dealt with shady people. But when you're dealing with Oz, it kind of throws, there seems to be like a set of rules, though, that even the shady people follow the rules.
Yeah.
And as we see, as the season progresses, the rules seem to get tossed out.
Yeah.
So when you're playing this character, you know he's dealing with a more unpredictable bad guy, even though I think we have that in the real world right now, unpredictable bad guy.
Yes.
Into politics.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
So how does that change your performance, knowing that you're dealing with that?
I don't think it does really change it. I mean, you as an actor, you read what's on the page and you work with what's on the page. With Oz being as incredibly unpredictable as he is, I think that the level of respect that Vitti has for him, which is very little, it's evidence through that, right? Like, he knows what he is. He knows he's a wild card. He knows he is not much of anything to Vitti, right? He's shown differently, obviously, and shown that he's far more capable than Vitti thinks he is. But even then, he ever really takes him seriously, I don't know. It's interesting, and so for an actor, you play with what you're given. Yeah.
I'm wondering, did you develop ideas on his backstory in addition to what was on the page, or did they provide you any information?
No, I mean, I talked at length with Lauren. Even after we started, I would constantly go with her and ask her questions and be like, well, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And as you're going, you come to work with, as an actor, with what you think your character is, for what you think you're going to play. But then you're thrown into the mix with these different actors and these different characters, and how how this director works and that director works, and you kind of just have to go with it all. And the more you do, the more it informs who your character is and who he will become. If that makes sense. In my opinion, you come with what you have, and then you have to be free to allow that to continue to grow as you work, which makes it tough when you're shooting it out of order, but but it is.
before you, thanks for being here.
Yeah, my absolute pleasure. You kidding me? This is so cool.
Have you done these before?
I have. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Have you, before you were in the series, did you have sort of impressions in terms of the Batman universe, in terms of what it would mean to play here, or stories that you liked, characters that you liked?
I mean, I've always, for the Batman world, I've been intrigued ever since I was a young kid, seeing the evolution of those films. But when Christopher Nolan got a hold of them, that's when I really became like hyper engaged. I was just like, holy shit, this guy's making a very real. Is real. I say real. He is Batman, and he lives in a cave in Manhattan. As real as it's gonna be. You know what I mean? But he made it very real and very like grounded in reality. And I think that's what I found so appealing about this take on the Penguin. Just fucking sure he's this, wild character with this limp and this accent and this look that is. You turned one of Hollywood's best-looking, best actors into that is mind-blowing, and those guys deserve all the Emmys in the world. But to go into that world, to live in it, and it feels so grounded and real, it's a gift. It's a real gift.
So this isn't the first time you play a shady character already. Yeah. And
Nope.
having their own agenda as well, because you are like the second hand to someone, but then
The second what?
You are the second in charge,
Yeah,
second in command,
yeah.
but you have your own agenda. You have your own plans.
Sure, yeah.
So what do you like about these characters?
I don't know. I think, well, first of all, I just feel really fortunate that people just keep offering me this kind of stuff because they're so much fun to play.
Yeah.
That being said, do I want to do a movie like Hangover? Yeah, I'm fucking dying to do so. I'm dying to show people that I have teeth. Like no one knows me except for anything but my mouth
if
closed.
they see this.
Yeah, that's exactly. I don't know. It's like I can do other stuff, guys. But that being said, I'm so grateful. I'm so beyond grateful because these characters are really fucking interesting to play because they're all of these guys, or at least the story that I come up with is that there is a reason that they are the way they are. Mm-hmm. Something in their past made them, CJ from Dawn of the Dead, right? He was so fucking insecure. So insecure that all of his outward projections were based on the insecurities about how he felt for himself. Doug Stamper, you take all of his addiction issues and you just funnel it into that guy and addiction, people with addictions, they tend to take all of their focus and they put it into one thing. So it was fun for him to take all that addiction and focus it into job. Yeah. Serving the master. Job, serving the master. So they're fun to play. Like if I get a role in Hangover, I don't know. Maybe I just like the fucked up guy that gets drunk and gets high. Why? I don't know. Because it's fun to get drunk and high. I don't know. So it's like, there is something really fun about playing these characters.
So Hangover 4, we can see you there in the fourth movie.
Hangover 4, yes, I will be. You heard it here first. There you go. Exactly. Come on, be funny.
Since being on the show, do you have a newfound appreciation for the Batman universe?
No, because I loved it before. Like I said, I think Chris Nolan really locked that down for me. But it's from the point when you're a kid. I remember all of that stuff when I was a kid. It was really, I remember, funny enough, Wonder Woman taught me how to get an eyelash out of my eyelid after school one day. So you're a part of that stuff from a very young age. But then, like I said, Chris Nolan just hammered it. By the way, if you ever want to get an eyelash out of your eye and it's in the upper eyelid, take it and you pull it over your bottom lashes and it'll pull it right out. Thanks, Wonder Woman. There you go. Hangover 4.